So we're back again with another of our DevOps Talks conference speakers. John, thanks so much for a great keynote this morning.
It was great, yeah, it was fun.
So tell me, what do you think about this conference?
It's good. I was invited last year, first time. It's a long haul for us to come over here, right?
Sure.
So I didn't know what to expect, but I thought, okay, trip to Australia, it was Melbourne. But I honestly, there was actually a lot of excitement and almost felt like where we were, me and you have been doing this a long time. I felt that the kind of like 3-4 year ago excitement.
Right.
And it was in the hallways and the questions you were getting were like the kind of questions we got 4 years ago. And in some of the community of people who were doing events, so it was an interesting mix. It was very much like where DevOps days was 3 or 4 years ago,
right,
with this like emergent excitement, as opposed to us getting jaded in a sense, right? But then there was also a fair amount of really bleeding edge technology stories. Mm-hmm. So you had this kind of constant circle of somebody who was doing something really interesting that you hadn't heard before. And the next conversation was somebody trying to get excited and wanting to understand how to tell their management how to do DevOps. So yeah. I loved it. And so when I was invited to get this year, I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing that I think is really cool so far is that we've seen a good mix of technical and cultural talks, right? Yeah. So you were talking about DevSecOps, there was a serverless talk or Kubernetes talk, but then we just heard about the Westpac journey, and that was all culture-based.
Yeah, no, it's really, the same thing I was, as the pitches were rolling in the morning, my wife came with me and there was a woman, and this woman gave this diversity presentation last year when I was here in Melbourne, and it was just, you wanted to cry at the end of it. It was so good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no, he's done this conference has done a really good job of intermixing technology and culture in a way that it just flows evenly.
Absolutely. So we've got another day tomorrow. Any talks that you're looking forward to?
Lindsay Homewood, place in my heart. That dude, right. He's actually one of the original, like weird shout out, but like I was the only American at first DevOps Day. I went back and me and Damon started getting everybody excited about running DevOps Days in the US. The Stephen Nelson Smith and Ari went back to London and started creating, Chris Byatt created Europe and obviously Patrick. But Lindsay Homewood was the sole Australian. And he started the DevOps Days movement in Australia at the same time. So he's kind of legendary in that fact, but don't miss his presentations. They are rivetingly interesting. So.
Absolutely.
And then you got one too, actually.
I do have one
the
tomorrow,
community stuff and why that's important in the enterprise.
Yep.
So I'm looking for those two. I'm going to catch.
All right, good. So before I let you go, just tell everyone where are you these days?
Okay, right now I'm working with a company called SJ Technologies. Really a lot of meta skills, transformation stuff. I know it sounds platitudish, but but it's like all this stuff that we've learned over the last, say, 10 years. It seems like now for me, I'm actually able to put it in a bucket that actually is working.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to talk to CIOs, and we're literally able to decouple where you are on kind of a meta skill level, which is incredibly important. Like the tools, we know. But like how your organization deals, like the organization culture, but your meta skills in terms of organizational learning organization, that kind of stuff. So that's been incredibly fun. So SJ Technologies, I'm always Botchagalope on Twitter, everywhere. So easy to find.
Great, thanks, John.
Thanks, man.
All right.